Hi everyone, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I have decided to make a nice little piece of ephemera. Now I've been inspired by Wendy's journal adventure. She did these. I'm going to put a link down below to the video where she did them, and I just thought I might make some, and because they're just perfect for the naturist journal that I'm doing. And I love the idea, and I thought, what a nice way to use up some nice scrapbook paper. So what it is just a little like folder, and it's just to pop in, and you just unscroll it, and then you open it up, and there's a nice little notepad there, and then this is a nice pocket where you get to put whatever kind of ephemera you want. And I just thought it's, you know, it's just nice and cute, and I like it. And I've also made, I'll just get that out, another pocket in the front there, because I wanted another pocket. So what I think I'll do on the next one is I'll sew that on, because I did glue this one on, but when I'm looking at it, I like the sewing that I've done around it, so I wanted to keep it the same. So I've made them slightly different to the way Wendy did, but please do check out that video, because she just does some beautiful stuff, and like I said, I'll pop a link down below to that. And I've used Tracy Fox's sciencey type labels. That's actually what she called them, sciencey type labels, and it says field notes, and I just thought that's just perfect, isn't it, to go into a naturist journal. So I'm not going to give you measurements on this. I'll show you what I've measured them to, but to be honest, you can make this the size you want. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger, you can have them any size you want. You could even make these, I mean, theoretically, if you made a few changes to them, you could make them big enough to slip a little journal into. Something that you might want to think about. I don't know, it might work, it might not. So I've just got some bits of scrapbook paper. Now these are just all mostly offcuts, and all I did was I've left them 12 inches long, which is 30 centimeters, I think, just over 30 centimeters. So I haven't cut them down height ways, but width ways I've gone 12, so that's about what, 5, is it 5 inches? Let me find a rule. Let me just have a look and see. Yeah, it's just under 5 inches. Yeah, about 4 3/4. That's just the size that I've cut them to, so it's, you know, it's a personal choice how wide you want them. So the first step is very simple. You just need to fold them into shape. Now to do that, I've been just scoring them. So let's see, where was I scoring them? Hold on a minute, I'm just going to try and work this out, because I did have it all worked out before and I just totally forgot now. So right, I should have written this all down, shouldn't I? It might have made it easier. So where's my rule? There it is. Okay, so on this one I ended up the pocket being quite deep, and I don't think I want the pocket to be quite as deep on this next one. So I want it to be probably about the same as that. So let's have a measure of that and see where we are. So that's going to be around about, say, 21. So I'm going to score this one around here. Now, like I say, I'm not going to give you the measurements for this, because this is all personal choice, and I'm using it all because, again, I can't find my bar folder. One of these days I'll get all organised and shock you to death. Right, so let's see, I'm going to go to 9, just because that's the size I've made the other one, and I thought they might work nice as a pair in the journal. So there we go, simple as that. So let's fold this and see what it looks like. Just line it all up nicely. There we go. And then that looks about right. So that one, yeah, it still looks about the same on the outside, but the pocket's not quite as well, it's not much different, is it? I didn't work that one out very well, did I? But it doesn't matter, it's not quite as tall. So it's still going to be good. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, right, let's put this one aside. Now I want to round the corners. Again, if you've watched me before, you know I just like rounded corners. I think Wendy rounded the corners on hers as well, to be fair. And I think it gives it just an extra finished look, which I kind of like. So I'm just going to round the corners, get that out of the way. I mean, I could, all right, that's it. You know what? Sometimes I just question myself. That's right, I did it that way, didn't I? I bet you were all screaming and saying, no, you did it right. Yeah, that's right, that's it. Okay, so that's going to be the pocket, right? So that's where I want to put, I'm going to just use my 1 inch circle, and I'm going to line it up to the lines that I've got on it. These are the lines that I use when I'm wanting to put a little, just a little pokey hole in. Woo! And that's going to give that pocket, you'll be able to see that it's a pocket now. Now the next step I have already pre-made the little notebook to go inside. So we want that on there. So I'm going to sew around it, and as I sew around it I'm going to sew that in so that it's going to be one continuous stitch. So before I can do that, we want to put our decorations on the front. So I have a die cut, and it gives you these little, it's kind of like a little baggage tag thing, and I just love them, but it was a bit too big for the front of them, so I just cut them down and then put some brads in them. So we'll do that. So do I want to use this one or do I want to use this one? Actually, I think that one might look better. Doesn't matter about that bit because it's going to be covered with a tag. So second thing is, where's my tags? So I have got them. Let's find it. There they are. This is my little fussy cutting pot, and I've been cutting the tags out. So where did I put them? There we go. I've got a few in there. There. Right, that's my little fussy cutting tub that I take everywhere with me. Right, now we'll just want to find one that's going to fit in there. So, no. And I do like the idea of having specimen on or field notes. I've done field notes on that one, so maybe, let's just see if this is going to, oh, perfect. How about that? That fits perfect. Right, okay. That was a happy accident, wasn't it? Let's put all these away. I've got to put all these in my ephemera folders. Don't talk to me about ephemera folders. Between falling on my head and and being an absolute mess, I've given up on them. So I'm going to just give this a little distress, because I want it to look as though, you know, it's been in the bottom of somebody's naturalist bag, getting dragged all over the place for a couple of years. And yeah, right, I'm not going to bother around the outside because I'm going to cut it down. So I'm just going to put a little pencil mark to show me where these edges are, and it doesn't matter because it's going to get covered up by that label. And then let's give this a bit of a, even if you're not going to see the edges, I still want to get a little bit of grunge on it. What I might do is, there we go. That's nice, I like that. Give it a little bit of age. So, where's my glue book? I've lost my glue book. Okay, glue book, where are you? Okay, we've got a little bit of paper here, we'll use this. I am so disorganised today. I'm going to have a really good clean out of this craft space, because I've got project upon project sitting waiting to get done, and I just don't have any room left. Right, let's just check that before I press everything down. It needs to come down just a little. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Is that right? A little bit skewy. Give it a press. And there we go. It's not too bad. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this down. I'll use this glue because it will be easier, and this is card. And I'm just going to glue around this part because, again, like I said, I'm going to probably trim it on the top and the bottom. There we go. Give that a nice press. Now then, let's see. Does this one need trimming down? You know, I don't, because I think I've made the flap bigger, I don't think I need to actually trim that one down. So I'm not going to bother, but I am going around the edges. And then what I think I might do is I might use 4 brads on this one. Let's just get rid of these little bits. So let's give this a nice ink up. There we are. Right, now, like I said, I think I'll use 4 brads. Oh, I found one. There it is. There's my pokey book. Oh, excuse me. Got an itchy nose. Now, this is a technical piece. She says. Okay, let's do this in centimetres. It might be easier. So, I am going to roughly measure where I want these brads to be. Now this is 5, so if I do it at 1 and 4, and I'm gonna do it so that, yeah, there we go. So 1, 2, oh crikey, 2. Let's do the same on this side. I just want them to look roughly the same. I don't want them to be all skewy and all over the place. But they're not going to be perfect, but that's fine. Okay, so now if I line this up and get everything where I want it, does that look about right? It's a little tiny bit higher. Is it square? Is it? Ever so slightly. There we go. Right, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now where's my brads? Now I've got these little brads, but I need to choose the 4 of the same colour. So that's quite a dark colour, dark, and look at that, the first 4 I pick up. Isn't that great? Right, let's get the first one in, and then I'm going to pop the corresponding corner. Right, let's get these 2 pressed down, and then the other 2 should just slot into place. Okay. I love working with brads. I don't work with them half enough, but they just do add an extra finished look to a piece, don't you think? And I think these ones are the I think they're my Timmy Holtz ones, but I'm not 100% sure because I've got a big pack of brads of all different shapes, sizes, colours, and every time I get some, I take them out the original packaging and put them in there, and then I forget which one's is which. Right, that's okay. It's not perfectly straight, but it's not too bad. I quite like that, and that does really give it a nice finish. So now let's just, because this is looking a bit too pristine for me, let's give it a really good ink and get some grunge on it, because it's looking just too nice and clean. I think it helps me to imagine the finished project if I can see, instead of clean lines, see the grungeness of it. I'm not being precious at all with this inking. I don't mind if it looks darker in some places than it does in others, because at the end of the day this has been in the bottom of our naturalist bag for a couple of years, getting taken about from place to place. There we go. And then this young lady, I think we started this story last time, didn't we? is looking through her grandfather's things and she finds this lovely journal. And the grunge tells as much of a story as the words written in it. There we go. Yeah, just wanted to have a little less white, I think. It's not white, it's like a cream colour, but there we go. Right, okay. So we've got that done. So we need to do this part. Now, all I've done for this, if you'll excuse me reaching over, I've cut out some 1-inch circles. Now, these ones are from card, and I'm thinking I might use one of them actually. I've got these stamps. Now, my daughter gave us them, and I'm not sure if she got them from Paper Chase, which is a stationery shop, and they're just cute little things, the little mandalas. But when I did them on the 1-inch circles, they fit perfectly. So I've got these. Let's find. Does that? I kind of like that one. That one looks nice. It's not like overly ornate, but it's a little bit something different. And because it's card, it's quite thick. But what I think I will do is I'm just going to glue, if I can find a blank one. I might have to look a bit further. Where's the blank ones? Well, what I might do is these paper ones, I might glue a couple of them onto the back of it, just to give it a little bit more strength, because I think you know, it's going to take a lot of wear, so it's going to need a little bit more strength. So I'm just going to glue them on and just laminate it a bit so that it's got that extra little bit. And that way it's not just going to rip off or fall apart. Right, that's good. I like that. Now I've got my Majiggy, what do they call this thing? Eyelet plier. And I've got my eyelets. So unfortunately I don't have any eyelets that match me brads. So I'm just going to have to use the brass ones, and what I might do is try and rub them down a little bit with the distressing and hope that it kind of does something to them. I don't know, maybe. It kind of grunges them up a little bit, that's okay. Hopefully that'll work. Now, I've lost my little punch that I use to punch out my holes. So I've got this thing. This, if anybody ever does leather work, you'll know that this is for leather work, for punching holes through leather. But it works equally well on paper. Or so I hope anyway. So I'm going to give it, there we go. And that should just pop that out. And it didn't quite go through all the way through the paper, that's fine. That gives me the hole I need. Now, let's decide on where we want this. I want it so that I can get my pliers on it. There we go. I think that's about right, isn't it? That looks about right. So let's put a little mark. Now, I bet you're laughing at me using a piece of leatherwork tool to get these punched out. There we are. Oh, whatever works, folks, whatever works. Okay, right, let's get this put together now. Now, I'm not gonna worry about doing it too tightly because I want there to be a little bit of width there. Right, let's see. Turn this over. There we go. I say there we go. Now it won't come off. What's the matter with you? Really? Oh. Okay. So you didn't work. Did I do you the wrong way? Let's try it again. That goes underneath and that goes on top. That's it, that's right, isn't it? Yes, I don't know what happened there. Who knows? Right, where's my little... I'll pop them back in there. Right, so we've got that done and that's fine. Now, what's the next bit that I want to do? I wanted to sew this pocket on, didn't I? So I've got some coffee dyed card here, and it is just coffee dyed card. And I'm just going to cut it hopefully straight. So that's all right. I like that. That's not too bad. It's not quite as straight as I wanted it. That's better. That's a bit better. Yes, I like that. Right. Okay. So let's put our little divot thing in it. Line it all up. There we go. Yep, that's great. Now let's cut the corners. Cut the corners. It's a good one. And then get rid of those. And what I want to do is I want to sew that on before I do anything else. Let me just trim that bit there. So let's just give it a quick ink and then we'll get that sewn on. And then I think we'll do the sewing around. Yeah, then that's next. Doesn't need it too much on the bottom, does it? Now, let's see. I'm just going to quickly sew this on. So let's move things over and get the sewing machine. And I'm going to just eyeball it. I know, shocker, I'm eyeballing. And I'm going to quickly do there we go. Now, let's just trim off these threads. Okay. Right. Oh, I like it much better sewn on. Yeah, it looks much better sewn on. Perfect. Okay, so next thing we want to do is we want to sew around it. Oh, I've just thought we're going to have to pull that back, aren't we? Didn't think about that, did I? Should have been a little bit higher up. Not to worry, we can work with it, we can work with it. So I'm going to sew around it. And when I sew around it, I'm going to be sewing the sides of the pocket together so that it'll be all closed up. So I'm going to start on this bottom corner. I'm not going to sew across the pocket, same as I haven't sewn across there. So let's just get this off, and we'll just have to think about something to do for that top bit. Right, now I'm at the top and I want to pop in this notebook, so I'm going to have to, oops-a-daisy, I think, you know what, this is the worst thing when you run out of thread. I've run out of bobbin. I'm going to turn the video off for a minute just so that I can wind this bobbin, sorry. And we're back. I know, it didn't seem like a moment to you. I hate when the bobbin runs out. I should always check before I start the video. Oh, crikey, now I've forgot to put the thing on. Okay, you know what? I think, seeing as I've got to fold that back, I've got a plan. I have a cunning plan, so don't worry. I've got this covered. I think I know what I'm going to do. Right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew across the top of this, then I might glue it in. And that's going to be so much easier. than trying to cope with all that in one go. For my brain at the minute, anyway. Right. Okay. Now then, where were we? I've thrown it away. Right, let's cut these threads and tidy this bit up a bit. That's such a pain though, isn't it, when it does that? I mean, I know it doesn't make that much difference, but it just, for my little mind, it does. Okay, you can't really see, not much anyway. Okay, right, so let's just glue this in. Let's see which is the best side. Pop some glue along the top. It's just as good, it's going to stay in no problem. And then it's hopefully going to cover up the brads and the little grommet. So I'll give that a good press down and make sure it's stuck. There we go. Right, now we're almost done. So what do we need to do? So I was going to do some decoration on that pocket because I quite like that, and then we need to put the ribbon on, and I've got, let me see if I can find it. Things do keep disappearing on me. There it is. I've got this nice organza, brown organza ribbon that I thought would work just fine. So I'm just going to quickly tie this on, and this itself will lift up the little circle, make it so that we can get our tie underneath. Just give it a little double knot. There we go. There we are. Right, I did have to lift that up just to sew around it, but it's okay, it hasn't made that much difference. And then that's going to go round like that. That's it. Yeah, cool. So something for on here. What did we use on this one? We now used another one of the specimen labels, and I do think I've got that one, and it says specimen, so specimen, yeah, that's fine. And then a little bit of book page. So what do I have? Let me see. Oh, you know what I might use? I might use a little bit of, let me find it. Jo Beth's advertisements. I might use a bit of that. These are from, I don't know if I mentioned it in this one, they're from Jo Beth Sexton's Etsy shop. So if you get a chance, pop across and get them, because they are lovely little, they're like vintage advertisements. Oh, great. And perfect for something like this. So if I pop that there, and then that can go on top. I love it, I like it. There we go. Yes, I like that. Now let's give this a little bit of a, and what I might do is I might do the same as I did with the label. If you crease them all up and then run across them slightly with the ink, it just picks up on the creases and gives it a lovely kind of aged look. There we go. I'll do the same with this one. Make it look like it's been through the wars. See how it's picking up on the creases? I love doing this. And it's a nice way of adding age to a piece, especially if it's a printout. Printouts are great, but if you want to add age to them, just do that little trick. And once you've glued them down, they're glued down nice and flat again as well, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's glue this piece on. It doesn't matter that it's gone over the stitching a little bit. And you see how it's picked up on some of the cracks and it's given it that lovely age? I love it. And then we'll do this bit. Okay, let's get these out the way. Let's get you out the way. Let's get you glued down. Is that straight? Does that look straight to you? Yeah, it looks straight to me. Okay, there we go. And that looks lovely and aged. And you can see that just peeking out from underneath, which is kind of a little bit of intrigue. So that's about it, apart from making some tags to put in. Now, one of the tags I put in was one of these, and it is a, I think it's bridge. The bridge scoring cards, but they're from vintage sets, I think from the 60s. And they just make the most gorgeous little journal cards. And yeah, and I've got the, oh yeah, I just love them. They make lovely little journal cards, and you don't have to add anything other than a little bit of distress. You can decorate them if you want to, but I just like them the way they are, because they tell a story of what they are and how they would have been used. And I think the grid pattern on it on the front just reminds me of like a science type, you know, when you, if I don't know if it's the same with everybody, but when we used to do science experiments, we would have these cards and they would have these little sections in for you to fill in different things, like what ingredients you were using, what you expected to happen, what did happen, what you've learned from, you know, we used to have these kind of cards and you would slot them in the back of your science book. So it just reminds me of like sciencey things. So there you go. And I like the way that almost frames that nice little logo there. So that's what I'm going to put in that one. I've got some offcuts of the same papers, but I don't know under all this mess where I've put them. So I'm not gonna add anything else to it, because I'll probably end up putting stuff in when when I make the journal. I'll probably do a collage for it, and then I'll add things in then as well. So that's that one done, and I'll find something to pop into the front as well, probably some little tickets or something, you know, like little specimen labels, or I don't know, something like that, something little. And that's that one done. So let's put this ribbon on, and then we can cut this to size, and then it's done, I think. That's going to keep bending up now, isn't it? Gonna have to be careful. Yeah, it is. Should have sewn around it before I pop that on, shouldn't I? Not to worry, not to worry. I can fix it. There we go. And then that's that one done, and I like that one. Yeah. So we've got two of those done, and we'll do the same with this one. And it's just a nice way of using up your scrapbook paper. So I've enjoyed doing that. I hope you've enjoyed crafting along with me on this one, and I hope that you give these a try. And I'll pop a link down below to Wendy's Journal Adventure. I think that's the name of the channel, because she was the one who did these originally, and yeah, hers are slightly different to mine. So have a look at them and give it a watch, because it's a really good video, and I like watching her. She makes some lovely ephemera and things. And yeah, so I hope that you've enjoyed that. Give it a try, watch the video. I'll pop all the links down below that I've mentioned, and stay safe, stay healthy, and happy crafting. Bye.